Is this thing on? Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today we're gonna play with some makeup. I'm going to bust out a favorite of mine. This is the Natasha Denona. You can see my little tripod. This is my Natasha Denona Glam palette. You don't have to use this palette. You can grab any eyeshadow, bronzer, whatever you have on hand with neutral colors like this. And we're just gonna do a very basic, back to basic eye look. And I'm so excited. Last night I went out to dinner with my boyfriend. It was his birthday. And I used her other palette, my other Natasha Denona palette that I have. This is the Sunrise palette. This is another gorgeous, like very fall, gorgeous fall colors. Great palette for that. So I thought, why don't I just use the other one that I have in my next tutorial? So that's what we're gonna do today. So let's get started. I curled my hair last night and it's still like kind of curly. It's got like loose waves now instead of curls going on. So to begin, as always, I'm going to take my Painterly Paint Pot by MAC. This is what it looks like. I always use this. This is always the primer that I go for. So I'm gonna go in with this. I like this primer because I have like very veiny eyelids. And this covers everything. Whilst also keeping my eyeshadow in place because I have oily eyelids that crease very easily. So this is a great product for it. So now we are primed and ready to go. What am I doing? So the palette I'm going to use today, as I previously mentioned, is my Natasha Denona Glam palette. I like Natasha Denona. I think she has great shadows. I know she's very expensive, so please don't feel like you have to go and get this palette. You can use whatever you have at home, whatever you have laying around. Any shades like this, neutral, browns, earth tones, any shades that you have are gonna work just the same. The real question is which color I wanna use first. I'm gonna take this color, it's called Smoke, and I'm gonna take it on. This is completely ripped off. My Sigma E25 brush. This is a great blending brush. Highly suggest picking it up, or a brush like this. It's a great brush to have in your collection. I know Morphe has a brush that's almost identical to it. This is the M433, and it's definitely a lot more inexpensive. So if you don't want to get this, I highly suggest this as well. So I'm going to just pick up that smoke color on this. And don't be afraid to go in with a dark color first. Don't get intimidated. Don't get worried. Just go right in. Just blend that baby out. And that's what I like about Natasha Denona shades, is that they're so easy to blend. Do you guys see that? When I was thinking about what look I want to film today, I always have these like, I feel like I have to film a very high, you know, like very complicated, complex, colorful look. I always feel like I have to film a look like that. And I really was just like, why do I do that to myself? Like, not everyone wants to see that, and those aren't always looks that I want to do. Like, it's always, we always forget that we can go back to basics, that we can just sit down and do a look that makes us feel like we're going back to our roots, right? I feel like we're always forgetting that, like, it doesn't have to be an insane look. You know, you just have to put love and effort into it. And no matter what look you do, it's gonna look beautiful in the end. And that's what I did with my look last night. Like, I filmed a look and it's on my Instagram, so go check it out. And it was just a very, like, back to basics, like a look that I would wear when I was younger, with just more technique than I had before. You know, it doesn't have to be groundbreaking. It just has to be done with love. And just take your time. There's no need to rush. Be intentional with your makeup looks. Be there in the moment. I love doing my makeup because it's just like a reconnection that I have with myself, and you know, it's just a very therapeutic thing to do for me personally. These shadows do have some fallout, which if you are a person that cares about something like that, you know, just a fair warning, I don't really care. As long as it's not like I pick up the shadow and I can't even deposit anything on my eye because everything has fallen off. But like if it has some kickback, like I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Oops. You guys see what I just did? Everything can be blended out. There's never any mistakes. What is it that Bob Ross says? No mistakes, happy accidents. Is that what he says? It applies to makeup as well. I used to be like, if I did one thing wrong, I would like want to take the whole makeup look off. I'd be like, I'm done with this. My life is over. I can't do this anymore. I'm a disappointment to myself. Like I would get so upset. And all that time that I spent working to create a great look would just be like down the drain, because I'd just be like, I'm taking it off because of the one little mistake that I made. Don't be like me. I'm not even like me anymore. I feel like they're kind of uneven, but who cares? Me, I care. I care. So I'm gonna take another brush. This is another great dupe for that Sigma E25. This is a Real Techniques brush. You can get this at Ulta. This is the base shadow brush, and it's another brush that's just very like thin and fluffy. Thin but fluffy. I don't know if I should take Blend or Crease. I think I'm gonna take Crease. This shade right here. And I'm gonna take that on this brush. And just on the perimeter of what I just laid down, I'm gonna take it and just diffuse. Diffuse the situation. So I don't have a lot of lid space, so I really just bring the shadow like into my brows. I'm using whatever real estate I have. And I am just really going for it. I feel like I may have done this a little too dark. So what I'm gonna do to fix that is I'm gonna take this transition shade, that one right there. I'm gonna take it on a super fluffy brush like this. And I'm just gonna try to bring some light back. I don't really know if it's doing anything, but you know, can't hurt. I think I'm gonna do a cut crease, because it's not exactly a cut crease per se. I am gonna cut my crease, but I'm not gonna do it in like an extreme way that I normally do. I'm just gonna kind of carve out where I want to place. I think we're gonna do some shimmer. So I want to carve out where I want to put that. And this is, again, I did this last night and it looked really, really good. This is a really good brush for cutting your crease. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills 18. And it's like, you guys see that? It's like sharp. It is a sharp brush. I'm gonna take some of my P. Louise. This is in the shade Rumor 01. It's a pretty light color, but I don't mind that. So I'm gonna take some on my brush. And I'm gonna start down here. And I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna like go crazy. I'm just gonna quickly, so that I don't think too much. on my P. Louise. See? Like not a real cut crease, but still a cut crease. Don't think about it. The more you think about it, the more it'll start to get away from you. It's like eyeliner. This is the brush I used for my first shade, and I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna put anything else on it. I'm just gonna take what's ever left over on the brush, and I'm just gonna blend this in lightly. And that's just what it looks like. Nothing fancy, just carving out, bringing it in a little more light, so that when I lay down my shimmers, they look that much better. I think I'm gonna use this outer eyelid one first. It's got like a lot of dimension in it. It's a darker brown, but it's got a lot of dimension in it. You guys see, it's this one right here. And so I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna use this little brush by Morphe. This is a Morphe M421. It's just like a flat paddle brush. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna focus this in the further most part where we cut our crease. Like I'm gonna use this to marry the dark shade in the cut crease. I think I'm gonna use more than one shade on the lid, like more than one shimmer shade. So see how we still have all this right here that we can put more shimmer shades in? That's what we're gonna do. So the next one I'm gonna take is this. Actually, I don't know. There's so many that I could take. I don't know which one to pick. I think I'm gonna do this one, that one. This color. This is called Center Eyelid. It's a very like champagne-y pink color. And I'm gonna put it here. I'm just gonna blend it in with the other shade that we put down. Natasha Denona shimmer shades are like some of my favorite. She does them so well. And then I think on the innermost corner, I'm gonna use the shade that's literally called Inner Corner. This one right here. I'm gonna use this again. After I wiped it off, I'm gonna use this one again for the inner corner. That's it. That's the one. Yes. This is just gonna brighten everything up. Not that it really needed to be any more bright. And I like to just go like up here with it too. To kind of just highlight the crease that we cut out. So now that we have everything pretty much mapped out, I'm gonna go in with that darker shimmer shade, the first dark one that we used, and I'm just gonna touch it up. Because I don't want it to seem like we lost it, you know? This is all personal preference. You can leave it the way that you want it, or you can see how it looks and then go back in. It's all personal preference. That's just what I like to do. Okay, so we are done with the eyes. Now we're gonna move on to face. So for foundation, I'm actually gonna use the same foundation that I used last night. This is the Dior Backstage foundation. This is in the shade 3N. I love this foundation. It photographs beautifully, it stays on all day. This is a great foundation. This is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base. I'm just taking it on a brush real quick. I'm just taking it on a brush because my nails are long and it just grosses me out. So I'm just using this little Real Techniques Duo Fiber brush. Now that we are primed, it is time to go in. I like to use this with a brush because it's a very thin foundation. You'll see. You see how thin that is? It's thin, but like so full coverage. And it has a scent, which you guys know how I feel. I don't really like when like makeup has a scent to it because I don't see why you have to add a fragrance. This is something I'm putting on my skin. I just don't get it. For a lot of my foundations, I have a shade for when I'm really tan and a shade for when I'm really pale, because I self-tan. So I have another shade called 0N that I sometimes mix with this, but I kind of just figured that this shade would be okay on its own because I just tanned the other day. Fake tanned. And usually I can make this shade work on its own. You do not need a lot after I just put a lot on my forehead. Not even listening to myself. Although it's a thin foundation, like I said, it is high coverage. And it doesn't feel like you're caked in makeup. So I'm looking a little bit orange. But I promise you I'm not gonna look orange by the end of this video. For concealer, you guessed it, I'm gonna use my Lancome Untitled Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. This is my favorite concealer ever. Go pick it up. I promise you that you need it. And then I'm kind of gonna try to clean up. Please don't look at my nails. Don't judge me. Don't think less of me. I know my nails are really bad. I have to do them. Like, look at that. Look at that. Go pick it up. Stop messing around and go pick up this concealer. I know it's been all over YouTube as well. Like, I know I'm not the only person talking about it. It was me that started the trend. Like, I know I've seen other YouTubers and influencers talk about, why am I just holding this like this? I know other people have spoken on this concealer, and I know that it's probably been shoved down your throat many times. But it's for a good reason. It's to benefit you. I gotta chill out, man. I saw a girl like do her nose contour like that. It was someone on TikTok. I think her name is Peyton's Makeup. Okay, so hers didn't look like this. It looked a lot better. But that was the way that she did her nose, like contour. And it just like looked like her nose was transformed. And she says that she leaves it for a little bit. So I'm just gonna leave it for a little bit. While this sits, I'm gonna cream contour using my Huda Beauty Tantour in Fair. It's a little intimidating when you look at it because you're like, oh snap, this is really dark. But it blends out like a dream. Sometimes I'll just do a cream contour without a powder contour on top of it, and I'll just do like bronzer and blush and all that, because I feel like this cream contour like does the job well enough that I don't have to like go in with a second product to make it look even more snatched. I just like to give a subtle shadow so that I have some dimension in my face. I don't really like looking like I got a stripe on my cheek. I want to listen to some One Direction. That's what I want to do right now. So this has been sitting for a little while. I'm going to take a brush like this. This is that brush I was talking about before, this Morphe M433, and I'm just gonna I literally don't know how to contour a nose. I'm sorry if that's what you want. If that's what you're hoping to learn. This isn't the place. I can learn and research if that's something that you guys want to see. But like I don't think that did anything. I don't even know if I contoured my nose, if you can consider that a contour. Like, I think I just put some concealer on my nose in a way that another girl did and thought that it was gonna do something. Okay, for setting powder, I'm gonna use this one size translucent setting powder. This is great if you got oily skin. So I'm gonna go in with this little e.l.f. small tapered brush. I'm just gonna mattify myself. Hopefully you guys can't hear my sister's music. I like this brush because you see how it just like fits right in under my eyes. So I'm gonna go in with some bronzer. This is the Rimmel Natural Bronze in the shade Sun Bronze. And I'm gonna take that on this Morphe M530, this stupid great brush. It's a great brush, but like the bristles are always falling out. Oh my god, do you guys hear that stem in Lovato? I'm sorry if you can hear it. There's nothing that I can do. This is a great drugstore bronzer. I'd honestly say that it's comparable to like the Fenty one. And for blush, I'm gonna use this e.l.f. blush. This is a primer infused blush in the shade Always Rosy. This is what it looks like. It's a very beautiful blush. I'm gonna take that on a Sigma F40, just an angled brush like this, and I'm gonna put it back here. This is the side I always have issues with because I don't know if it's just because it's like not my dominant side, so like makeup just looks a little more sloppy, but we're gonna fix it. Don't you worry, we're gonna fix it. Oh, I'm gonna take, this is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. I've talked about this before. It is a great drugstore setting powder. I'm gonna take this on that same brush, and I'm just gonna I feel like I want to just hit the sides of my nose with a contour real quick. So I'm going to take, this is the Essence Contouring Duo Palette, and I'm going to take just any like fluffy brush like this. I'm going to dip it in this one. It's not a lot of product. I'm just going to hit like this just to like bring it back. I feel like it was disappearing in my face. And I'm actually gonna, I like can't tell if I contoured my nose with that trick that I did with the concealer. I feel like I just look like I have a stripe in the middle of my nose. I'm gonna do my lower lash line now. My camera's about to die. I'm wondering how much time I got left. So I'm gonna take a pencil brush and I'm gonna take that Crease shade. Actually, no, I'm gonna take the smoke shade that I used, the first shade, this one right here. And I'm gonna go like so close to my lash line. Aha. And then I'm gonna take this brush, this Real Techniques one, with that Crease shade, and I'm just gonna diffuse. I'm going to do my brows now. I'm going to use this magical product. This is the Anastasia Brow Freeze. This is insane. This is an insane product. A spoolie like this, and I'm gonna go like this. You'll see. It's magic. Like, if you have a hard time making your brows stand up, this is it, baby. This product was made for you. It's like gel for your eyebrows. Then I'm gonna curl my lashes. And then the mascara I'm gonna use is this It Cosmetics Lash Blowout mascara. I feel like this is a very early 2000s makeup look. Like, I feel like every makeup guru on YouTube did this look in 2005. So this is a lip liner that I use all the time. This is just a lip combo that I use all the time. You guys have probably seen me use this before. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Wherever Walnut. It's just like a very nude, like pinky nude, I guess you could say. This is like the color that it is. And then this is the MAC lipstick in Honey Love. It's just a very nude, it's a nude shade. I really only wear nudes because I feel like any other shade I wear just makes me look very washed out. So I'm gonna go wait for these lashes to be ready, and then I'm gonna pop them on, and then I will be right back and we can finish up this tutorial. Okay guys, lashes have been applied. I'm so happy. I feel like I'm getting so much better at applying my lashes. For like a year, for years and years, not even a year, for years and years, I struggled to apply lashes because I just didn't know how to do it. These are the Molten Lashes in style Arsonist. These are like my all-time favorite lashes. I think they're so amazing, and they definitely flatter every eye every eye shape. It really like lifts your eye, which is what I love about these lashes. For my final step, of course, I'm going to just bring back my birthmark. I feel like a look isn't really complete until I do that. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you stayed with me this long, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know down below if you did. If you go to recreate this look, please tag me. Please let me know. I would love to see the looks that you guys come up with. If you guys like the video, please make sure to show some love. I really appreciate it, and it definitely helps me out. I hope you guys stick around and stay a while. We'd love to have you here on this channel. And that is all for today's tutorial, guys. I will see you all in my next one. Bye.